You said MySpace. I was like, yeah, I gotta start recording this because MySpace was boy.
Yo,
That was a time to be alive.
I'm saying because like I used to love, bro. I used to love just the freedom of MySpace, just to be able to like. I feel like it was a lost art that we should have retained. Because imagine people still learning that coding stuff and applying it now. We
Literally,
were,
bro.
I
That's
was
literally what I was thinking.
like, bro, I was 12 years old coding. That's crazy. Hey, trying to find new stuff to make my page look as fire as possible. And then
Bro, I was adding SpongeBob in a pimp coat,
yeah,
blinged
yo,
out.
I thought I was I thought I tried to be like the last member of Dipset because I had mad Dipset
Oh.
flags or like the eagle, the all that. Oh, I had the whole Dipset. My page was We Fly High. This is like 2006, 2007. So I thought I was the lost member of Dipset, and I'm a kid in like seventh grade. Like you know what I mean? I'm not even from Harlem, so it was like, like I customized my page to look like that, man, and I just miss those days of just like being a little bit more creative and free. And I feel like you got that again with Tumblr. Like Tumblr, that
Mm.
was another like app or like social platform I hold close to my heart because I discovered so many artists on there, discovered so many like different types of like art in general on there. Like I wouldn't say that Tumblr definitely helped shape my style and like my aesthetics 100%. Like that Tumblr era where I was discovering like all those guys like Frank Ocean, Future, ASAP, Theophilus London. Like a lot of people don't talk about him, but like Cool Kids and all those people. Like I was discovering myself being fans of these guys, and I think that I used to post my fits on Tumblr. Granted, like they didn't really get a lot of notes or anything, but I knew a lot of people because I grew up in the basically I'm from the Bronx, so like I grew up around like people that were fly and all that, and like some of them went on to be Tumblr famous, so I knew about them. They were in my city and all that, so a
Mm.
lot of us like we're influenced by them. So me posting every day, I was trying to like that was me trying to put myself out there so I could become friends with some of these people because I admired them too. So I thankfully I was able to become friends with some of these people. There's some of the great people I hold close to my heart. But yeah, man, it's kind of started like with Tumblr, MySpace, and then once Instagram came out, like I used it for like posting random photos of like the sunsets and like the water because I also do photography.
Nah, real poetic type.
Yeah, I tried to be on my like little hipster vibe, as they used to call it,
Hmm.
hipster indie shit. But yeah, man, it started with like literally you could go on my Instagram, you can see a fit from 2012. Literally wearing like a snapback denim jacket, all over print Aztec shirt, and like the vintage Levi jeans because I've always been into vintage because really just because it was affordable. Like I was
Hmm.
I was in high school, broke, and in college, saying the same thing. I'm not spending like insane amounts of money on certain brands. So like the thrift stores are really what saved me and allowed me to express myself and like be able to really, as they say, throw shit on because that's just we were utilizing our resources. And so that's what kind of started that journey. Like literally been posting for years, and then me taking it seriously. I want to say that was probably like maybe like 3 or 2 years ago, where I saw creators like you. Honestly, like I want to give you your flowers because to see a brother doing his thing, like you, Shay, and Kevin. I think y'all did like this.
Nah, that's the homie. Yeah, those are homies.
You guys did this live like years ago, and I
Oh, dang.
yeah,
No, I know it's because that was me, Shay, that was brother with the beard, and then
yeah,
Javon.
yeah.
And that was a minute ago.
Yeah. I tuned into that because I followed him, and again, like because he was on with you guys, I followed you guys. So I've been a fan for a minute. Like I love what y'all doing, man, with the creativity. So to see you guys do it, and then see other brothers do it. Shout out to my man Lauren that's fitting in now. Shout out
Oh
to
yeah, that's the
Ben,
homie too.
Winston, Gabe, all those guys like Dapper Dom. Like to see y'all all do it, I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I could like dabble into this and put myself out there. So I started taking it seriously with the strategy and stuff, like maybe
And
3 years ago.
hold on, I don't want to cut off your knowledge right now, but that's like I want to get into the articles, and the
Oh,
second half we could dive deeper
say
into
that.
that
Say that.
because, like, look, I let people go, so
Say that. Say
I
that.
feel like we could have just attacked the head on, but I definitely just want to build up the beat a little bit and then get to like your full journey. So I appreciate that, but let's get the articles,
All right,
and
say
then
that.
we could get the little background, and then we get into it. I was like, I'm gonna let him go, but then I saw you was
Nah,
like,
I feel you.
got,
Thank you. Thank you. I was
nah,
like,
you
wait
all
a minute.
good.
I don't know. I feel like I was talking too much. I was like,
Nah, you good. You good. You good. You good. Yeah, you perfectly fine. Always going no mention where KLOTH, and I'm back with another video, man. Look for my stars, so I'm not going nowhere. And this is gonna be another segment of Cloth Talk. Now, again, Cloth Talk is just where I'm grabbing the article, talking some hype beats and complex, and it's all talking about sneakers, fashion, all that jazz that I love, and I bring people here that have the same passion. As you can see, we jump straight into it. I have a guest here. This is like very recent follow. I saw what you was doing, and I think it's been almost a full month since I did a Cloth Talk, and I knew like I needed to get you on there just because like I feel like you're, even though we all do content creation and like it's all around fashion, the dope thing about finding a new page is like it's not the same thing. It's like you're getting a different take just through the lens of like, you know, where you grew up, and how you express it and how you show it on your page. And I was like, I definitely need to get you on here. So I definitely like, I mean, we already jumped into it, but if you just want to introduce yourself, like where you from and you know how you kind of, you know, came to be.
sure. So my name is Paris. That's like, I know a lot of people be like, yo, is this your real name? Like that's my government, all that. Name is Paris. Yeah, I started. I mean, you know, I'm from raised in the Bronx, from New York, currently live in Harlem. Been doing this for like a couple years now on like the fashion lifestyle content. So yeah, man, I've just been doing me, influenced by this brother right here. So thank you for that. Thank you for your kind words, because you definitely somebody that's been influencing me for a minute. So
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I had a question, but it slipped my mind. Soon, you ever like soon as you about to say it, it's like, and it disappears. Like, what is that, bro? That'd be blowing me, bro. No. So you was talking about MySpace. What year were you born? Because like that's like the same around around the same times I was like kind of being active on social media.
back. So I'm born in '94. So
Okay.
yep,
96.
Oh, okay,
Okay, yeah. So we close in proximity because I'm like, you talking about MySpace? I'm like, I for sure was building my top 5. It was real cutoff season. If I had a top 10 and I shrank it to top 5, that means I was not with y'all no more. Top 5 was it.
That's what it was.
Man. It used to be a whole game. But yeah, we'll definitely get more into that towards the back end. But let's go ahead and jump into this first article. All right, so this article title reads: Sign Project Company envisions an everyday uniform for fall winter. So I always just use these articles as like a guiding, you know, format to like talk about, you know, your fashion and your perspective on things. So looking at this article and looking at, you know, just like the style, the cuts and everything, does this align with your style in any way?
Yo, high key it does, because you know I want to say one of my things about like my style and stuff is I'm very versatile. But when it comes to fits and like silhouettes like this is like right up my alley when I'm trying to do like the kind of streetwear thing. But this also gives me a little bit of like Japanese like silhouettes as well. Like so, this to me is something I would wear, specifically the one with the long white trench coat, the coat situation. But then the black piece right there, if you go like right there, that like that's me right there.
That's cold.
That's New York.
That's
New York to me, right there. Like this is like the perfect silhouettes. The functionality of it with the pockets and everything too. Very utility, but it just reminds me of like an engineered garment situation here, where that's right up my style when it comes to like the winter and autumn. So this right here is like something I would wear just to literally go to
these docks. These look like docks.
They look, you know what's crazy? From the side, they look like they were trying to be Timbs, but let me see if I get closer. They do look
like the soul kind of like is what screaming at me saying these are docks. These look like the Stussy collab that they did a while ago.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think so. When you're building your closet and you know I've seen your page, and I'm sure people are gonna go and look at your page. What is the most important factor when you picking a piece? Like, what's like the thing that matters to you most? Because for me, it has to be the cut of it.
Hmm.
I've gained maybe 40 pounds in the past like 2 years.
Right.
So like the way things sit on my body is the most important thing. I don't care if it's Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Issey Miyake. It has to fit right, or it's not getting bought, it's not getting put on, or it's gonna be sold out the door. So like what's like the most important thing when you're getting a piece do you look for?
It's funny you say that because I agree. Like lately, I've been into. I have to enjoy the cut of it. Like it has to, because I'm a short guy first and foremost. So like, it's very hard for me to find a piece that's gonna fit me right off the rack. Like I'm always gonna visit the tailor, no matter what. But if I can get a piece that just looks great, and I don't have to do a lot of like work to it, like take it in or whatever, that's what I gun for. And that's why like I specifically like to look at measurements when I'm buying something, when I'm going, because I do a lot of secondhand shopping in general. So I'm always looking up to see like what measurements are great for me. If it's a jacket I already have, I compare it to something I'm about to buy, and I look at the dimensions of it. But that's one of the things I look forward to, like the fit of it. But most importantly, like the quality. Is it gonna last me for 5 years? Because I'm not trying to buy things over and over again, like every like, month or something. Like I'm trying to invest in pieces that I know for a fact, one, I'm going to be wearing at least 5 years down the line, but two, they're going to be pieces that I can easily take care of and maintain, and they won't fall. They won't like get damaged or like get distressed easily. Like they have to have that level of just durability that I can just wear them whenever I want to. Because I'm at a point where I'm like, I just feel comfortable pulling up certain pieces and then re-wearing them like that, because they just make me feel comfortable. But they also look the best on me. So those are a couple things I think I'm buying something, because, like you said, brands don't really mean as much to me. Specifically within the last couple of years, they never really did. But like, in terms of like just the way things like they have to have a certain fit, and they have to have a certain like level of like quality for me to invest in, especially like with everything going on now. So it's like, that's my thing, like fit and quality 100%.
So when you say short, is it societal norm short, or is it like, because I feel like people kind of like throw short around, like, and I don't think it's like the same thing.
Nah, brother, I'm like a good 5'5", 5'6", bro. Like,
okay. Got you.
Tell you, like, I'm literally like, it's so funny because the conversation around that was like, to me, I'm thinking, 5'6" or whatever. It's not that short, but like, apparently, like people be saying like, people that are 5'9" are short. So I'm like, yo, what are you?
Because I for real say that, and I'm like 5'10". I'm like, I'm really short. But then it's like we looking at the next person. Because like if my homie's 6'3", I'm like, I'm short. But it's like, and that's why I say like, is it societal norms? Because like I feel like in today's time, people would be like, anything under 6 foot is short. And I'm like, what the?
That's insane to me. Again, I'm like, every time I see that, or like if I'm on Twitter or like whatever like social media platform, I'm like, that's saying like 6. They be saying like if he's not, or they're not like 6'1", that he's like he's short. And I'm like,
you got to cross over the 6 foot threshold. You got to be 6'1" to be even.
Like, man, come on,
bro. I'll tell you something, bro. I deleted Twitter after the election, just because like it just got to a point, and I was like, I have to delete it. My life has been so much like the headspace that I'm in, because even if you get your algorithm right on Twitter, the other stuff is still go seep in there. So it's like I just had to delete it completely, like go cold turkey, just delete the app. And like it's been very peaceful not seeing all the think pieces, all the racism. I'm like, wow, this feels good.
And, like you're saying, even that For You page, that's like a disaster.
Bro.
There's always some type of like what you would call it, like a rage bait tweet or something.
No, bro, that's all it is, because people get paid for it. So like, if I can get a couple $100 and just make people mad just by saying anything, it's like, why not?
It's like rent.
So I am curious though, because you said brands are not as important, but I feel like as of late, because I had to redo my entire closet. I think at the beginning of last year, I sold like 80% of my closet because like I could no longer fit it. So I grew. And I feel like where I am now, I just know certain brands can give me certain things. Like I know I could get pants from this brand. I know a jacket from here, but I can never buy one thing in a centralized place. So are there brands that you like gravitate to, even though you're not brand heavy?
Oh, easily. And these are like more of like the smaller brands in general. Like Cotton to me is always going to have the best basics. Like Cotton's one of my favorite brands. They yeah, they're from like they're I believe they're like a Canada, like they're from Canada, but they're
KOTN.
Yeah, KOTN.
Yeah, I work with them. Yeah.
They obviously like an Egyptian, they're Egyptian like founded, but I believe their first store was in Canada. Yeah. And actually my friend put me onto them. So when I went to visit in Toronto, stopped at the store, I loved the way that the store was. It was just like the camaraderie of it, the way that the employees were just like so personable. And then obviously it's so funny because it kind of came around where, you know, I've been supporting them for like a couple of years. That was my first like brand collab. One of my first brand collabs was with them. So for me to like be a fan of them prior to that, like, and just enjoying their basics and the statement pieces they have are great too. Like I'd always get like a nice knit, like little like knit tank top or like a knit cardigan. And it's always going to be fly. And it's just, they always stand up for like all the injustices in the world. So like, that's one of my favorite brands that are close to my heart. Another brand I really enjoy, obviously Bare Knuckles, like they have that like cut that I like, because again, for a short guy, a lot of this stuff are cropped, boxy, and that's just something that I gravitate to, not because it's a trend, but because honestly, it just fits me well. Like it just makes my like body stand out a little more. October editions is another one. Great basics there.
I just got put onto them. I just got put onto them, and they look like they have some dope stuff.
Facts. And then obviously, like then you go on a higher level. Capital, can't go wrong with Capital. Again, like I said, EG, Engineered Garments, can't go wrong with them too. It's so funny because I have all these brands in my mind, and then it's like as soon as like obviously like when I think about it, I'm like they're gonna fly. Yeah. This is over. I know I'm gonna forget a ton of them, but then obviously for me lately, Depop and eBay have been my best friends. Like
I've been trying to get into eBay, but I'm like a grilled Depop type of person. I've always just gravitated to those apps, but I've been hearing a lot of success stories with eBay. I need to hop on there.
Yeah, for sure. They got some like gems. As long as you like, for eBay, I feel like the search is really what is key. Like if you know how to like figure out exactly what you're looking for, like you know the keywords, you know the specifics on sizing and like its materials, like you're able to like save that in your search. You can find a lot of great gems, and then the algorithm on there too is great. So if you're looking for something and you buy something or you just like look it up, the next day it'll like have more suggestions that are more in line. So that's one of the things I love about eBay. But again, like mainly it's because, you know, since I am heavy into vintage in general, like I know what key terms to look for, like what measurements to go for. So I think that's why, like for me, somebody like me, like I love just to be on there more than anything, because you could also get tons of great steals too. Like great steals and offers are like, a lot of time, 9 times out of 10, you'll get if you put in a nice offer, you're gonna get that pair of jeans.
I'm a demon with offers. I'm like disrespectful. That's why like for a while when I have my, you know, my Depop and my Grid account, I would be messaging people, lowballing them because like, hey man, I don't want to pay full price. But like I have my name as Creative Cloth on there, and it was like, dude, I think I follow you on Instagram. I was like, time to change the name. Had to change the name, had to change my profile picture because y'all ain't about to be out here calling me broke. I just want a discount. That's all.
Yeah, that's I didn't think about that. Because I'm thinking like because you have the big name, right? That people are gonna be more willing to negotiate, or like they'll take the offer because hey, like yo, this guy is buying my stuff, like that's gonna be fire. But I guess I didn't think about that part of it.
No, and I'm not big at all. Really, I guess like lasting thoughts. This is my first time coming in contact with this brand Science Project Company. I like the cuts. I like what they're doing. I'm gonna just have to keep my eyes on it. But like from what you saw in this collection, like what would the rating be? Like out of 5, what do you say?
I keep 4 because I'm gonna tell you something. One thing I forgot to mention about this like specific brand is that I like the clashing, and like something like clashing to me, like when you bring things that wouldn't normally go together. Like I believe you put up the outfit with the tie and the cargo pants. To me, like if it's done proportionately well or something like that, like boots, that's my style right there. Like the cargo, like the jacket right there with that. So like I love things like that. I always gravitate toward things that shouldn't go together, but they're tasteful. So for me, it would be a solid like 4 for me. Obviously, I would give it a 5, but I want to learn a little bit more about the collection in general, or rather the brand, because this is actually my first time seeing the brand myself. But based on what I've seen here and read the article, like I have to give this a 4. Like this is,
yeah, and I think they're NYC based.
oh, this is fire, yeah.
Yeah, I think they said in the article this is a New York based, so it's definitely closer to you. I think I would give it like a 3. It's very good, and I like the pockets here. Very different, unique.
Nice.
You wouldn't see that anywhere else. This is a very bold approach to go with. I would have to see more. Like, I just need to see more. Because like, although this is dope and it has like a good spin on something, it's not just copying and pasting what everyone else is doing. I don't know how much like, certain stuff resonates with like how I like to dress.
No, that's right.
But that's a solid 3 though. That's a solid 3. I feel like when people give ratings, people think like, a 3 is bad, and it's like, no, it's just like it's neutral. It's like I don't know. I need to see what else y'all got going on to really give it something else.
And times, like things change. Like I always say, like if somebody gives somebody like a 7 out of 10, I don't take that as an insult. Like it's like you said, it's middle of the ground. Like you're not saying it's whack. You're not saying like it's like you'll never like it ever. Like things grow. You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and jump into this next article. All right, so this article title reads, Conquer the Tilt with the Nike Total 93 Rage Quit. Have you been seeing the trend with this? Not even with just like Nike, but like this whole, like, I think they're calling it boot summer, or like, that like cleat type aesthetic shoes being pushed.
I've seen it. And I feel like now they're saying like the skinnier sneakers are going to be like in trend this season. And like, I'm not mad at it. Me personally, I'm like, it's not for me 100%. Like I like my again, because of my proportions and all that, like I like my shoes to be slightly chunkier, like a little bit more defined. This is nice. Like I like the little like accents on it and stuff. But for me to wear this, like just to like kick it or like go out or whatever, not feeling it.
I mean, it's kind of just like, it's giving me Adidas Samba vibes.
Exactly.
And I don't know how you felt about the whole Adidas Samba craze, but I wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was terrible. I just wasn't feeling it. Like it just felt like it was too engineered why everyone was gravitating to the shoe. It's like, I get it. It's like a low top sneaker. You could do a lot with that, but the push for it just seemed very inorganic.
It was so manufactured to me, and you could tell because then I seen it this year where everybody's like, "Oh, the Adidas Samba is out," so it's like I really like it to begin with, and it was one of those things because I feel like it's human nature. You see like tons of people, even your favorite like creators rocking it. You're like, should I actually attempt to do this? Me, I didn't do it. I was like, you know what? I don't think that I wouldn't see myself getting a lot of fits off with this. I feel like it would have just been a nice beater shoe. But like for me, like to make it like a whole, like this is my wardrobe and like I'm trying to get all fits with this. Nah, like if I didn't wear it prior, why would I wear it now? You know what I mean? So like it didn't really, it wasn't really it for me.
Yeah, and I actually ended up buying a pair just to like do a YouTube review on them. They weren't comfortable shoes either.
Oh, you said
yeah, they weren't comfortable at all. Like I could see if like the hype for them was like, so crazy. They had the Whale Bonner joints. They had all these, dope collabs.
Yeah.
But like, if the hype is there, but the shoe isn't comfortable, like I feel like y'all lying now.
It's so funny you brought the Whale Bonner collab because that was the one I was like banking. Like I was like, maybe if I'm gonna do this, I have to do these, because these I actually did like the metallic ones a lot. Like I thought they were cool. You can make them like this could literally be like your statement shoe or whatever. But I don't know. It never happened. Like I just kind of like sat on them. They were in my grails for like mad long, and I never pulled the trigger on them. I was just like, you know what? Maybe it's just not meant to be. And I just passed on them. I was like, yeah, it just wasn't for me. Like I've seen, and especially here in New York City, like I feel like that's just like a uniform for a specific demographic of people over here. I ain't trying to be on that type of stuff.
Yeah. So I'm curious, me being growing up on the West Coast, you being on the East Coast, what was like you would say like the top 3 sneakers like growing up that you would have slimed one of your homies out for? Like if you had the chance, like what would be those 3 sneakers?
All right, so easily, and they're supposed to be coming back this year, the Aqua 8s. Jordan Aqua 8s, man.
No, wait, you know ball. Hold on. You know ball. Okay,
and
cool.
Listen, when I was a kid, I just want to preface this by saying I was broke, so I did not get to have a lot of nice sneakers. But when I tell you I wanted the Aqua 8s, wanted the Aqua 8s. All right. Now, number 2, and I got them thankfully, which they're not really the same thing, but to me they are the Chicago ones. You know, I'm basic like that. So, but I got the lost and found ones. So I was able to about my childhood dream, finally getting those, which are literally like my favorite sneaker to wear in general. And then finally, number 3, sheesh. For me, it had to be, man, another one that's a staple that I have are the Jordan 3s. Like Jordan 3s, you can't, the bread Jordan 3s, you can't go wrong with them. Literally one of the perfect rainy day shoe to wear, sneaker to wear. Like some of my favorite silhouettes are the 3s in general. I just like the way that they are slightly chunky, but I just like the design of the bread 3s a lot. But also gotta give a honorable mention to the bread 1. That's one of my favorites. So
no, it's like those like staples. Like the Jordan 1, although that shoe did kind of get beat into the ground, you can't deny what the Jordan 1 is. Like it is what it is. Like it's that shoe. It's been able to transcend time year after year. So although it's kind of like a down period with Jordan 1s, I feel like they'll come back within like the next 2 years, like, you know, going really strong with it. Aqua 8s. I did a video maybe like a month ago talking about like Jordan silhouettes that I feel like people just forgot about. And I mentioned the Aqua 8s. Also mentioned like 7s were like big. 7s were big where I was from. And like 9s. I love 14s. I still to this day need a pair of last shot 14s. I would be good after that. Yeah. I need a real pristine pair of last shot 14s and I would be good. So just interesting hearing you like you know, being on the East Coast talking about, you know, other silhouettes that Jordan has that I feel like they're not really playing on. Like I feel like they still give the attention to the Jordan 1, of course. They're giving attention to like silhouettes that like are like their bread and butter, but I feel like there are so many that they forgot about. Even just 11s. What happened to 11s, bro?
11s over here, like the Concord 11s when they dropped. I want to say this was like 2011. I could be wrong, maybe 2012. That was big. Like the 11s are big. The infrared 6s are big.
Oh yeah.
That, like I'm so mad I never got a pair of infrared 6s. Really wanted them so bad. Then the Raptor 7s. I believe that was like 2012, like when they dropped them. And it's so funny. I have a funny story. My ex at the time, she was trying to surprise me. But I think, you know, she wasn't really like great about buying sneakers. I think she found a pair on some like website.
Oh no!
Like, I couldn't even get away with that. Not that I would wear dupes like that, but yeah, I was just like, I appreciate you, like, but they were so hard to get at the time. So like another sneaker that, you know, I've always thought about too. Like the 7s are underrated, the 8s are underrated, 9s, all that shit. Like that's the sneakers I want to see like have a resurgence. And I always tell people, man, like I know they're on a down period right now, but this is now the time to rock them and like really get what you want, because now the real people, that I find a charm to that. You know what I mean? Like I like when things aren't overly populated because it was hard to get Jordans for a hot minute. And now, like, I feel like it's cooled down for like loafers and like other types of like the New Balance Asics and all that. But yeah, like now it's like I love rocking my sneakers still. Even though you barely see me with them in my content, just know that I always love my sneakers for real.
Yeah. I feel like that's like a, you know, for a lot of people, especially mine, that was like my introduction into fashion. Like sneakers was like the introduction to like the entire world of like, you know, getting into clothes, getting into like, you know, celebrities, honestly, like, oh, who rocked these shoes, who made these shoes. Like that was like my introduction to a lot of stuff. So like, yeah, sneakers are always, I think at the moment I've owned some before, but I think at the moment my entire closet is sneakers and boots right now. So I feel like we strayed very far away from these shoes.
Listen, man, because
they cool. They cool. I would
cool.
actually, I wouldn't. I need to test them out. I'm a person where like I have to get my own experience of them to like really get like a full understanding of the shoe. I wouldn't be opposed to getting a pair of these, testing them out, and seeing if they actually are good or if they're just like manufacturing people just to talk about these shoes. Because I felt this way about Timbs. I didn't have a pair of Timbs until last year.
Now that's now you know.
Yeah.
That's our bread and butter. No pun intended.
And I got a pair. I got the Vanetta Carter pair. And I was like, I mean, I drove a car in them. I've flown in them. I've put, and I'm like, I thought they were gonna be uncomfortable. I thought people was just lying. Like they actually are good shoes. And I was like, damn, that's fire. So now I'm like, I need to figure out my next pair of Timbs.
Yeah, yo, Timbs are like a staple of mine. Like, and the thing is, like, lately I've been into like the 3-eye Luxor ones, not necessarily the construction. Like I like those because they're a little bit lived in and like they're kind of a little bit more versatile than the construction Timbs. But let me tell you, construction Timbs are literally like that's what I grew up with. I've had construction Timbs since I was 4 years old, bro.
Oh dang! That's
people over here, specifically that colorway. But then I have a black pair too, which a lot of people don't really talk about. The black, just all black Timbs. Like that's another great pair in my opinion. If you just don't want to get your construction like yellow, the butter color. If you don't want to get that messed up, your butters that you wear I wear the black ones, and they're just as great. But some of the most comfy shoes that you have a hard time taking out of your rotation easily.
These joints?
Oh, those are nice. Oh yeah,
I need these joints bad.
Yo, these remind me of like the Nike ACG almost.
Oh yeah, they do.
That's what
definitely.
These are nice though. Shout out to Susan.
Like this? No.
And like
nah.
And it's like I like these too, but then there's also like the 40 below Timbs that are like a high top boot. If you ever seen them, like Tupac and Juice, like he had them.
Oh.
Those are my favorite like boots too. I don't own a pair, but I really want one by like the next when winter comes around. I'm definitely or like fall. I'm gunning for those. But those are like another great like staple of New York City.
That's when he was like tucking the jeans in the jeans. Yeah. I'm not mad at it. All right, cool. Yeah, I think I will eventually get a pair of these just for the sake of like doing my own, investigation on this shoe itself, but it has to be a better colorway. This colorway, although green is my favorite color, nah.
Real.
Right. Yeah, I'm cool. But let's jump into this next article. This article title reads, Pop Mart CEO is China's 10th richest person thanks to Labubu. Thanks to Labubu, he is now the 10th richest person. I don't understand this.
It's one of those things like they kind of giving me like, and this is way back, but the Beanie Baby craze, like from the where people were like literally like making them over like $400 to like thousands of dollars. Like it's giving me that, and I think because of that, I'm letting it slide. Like I kind of like it because it's giving that like just cheesy era of like a craze, and I feel like we needed that. Like I feel like I like to see people excited about things. Now, for me, obviously, it's not for me at all. I see people clipping them on their bags and stuff, and I think, but I don't know where they came from. I don't even know like where this craze started.
Bro, it's like one day,
Yeah,
I didn't see a single thing about it. And
yeah.
the next day, every celebrity, all on my For You page, people are talking about Labubu, spending money on Labubus. I'm like, what the? I felt like a unk for real. I was like, what the hell is a Labubu? Like, and it just like, and of course, like certain things can't always dominate the market. And I feel like for a long time, like bear bricks were dominating the market because like people are very much so into like creating their home space, into like having little knickknacks everywhere, you know, little figurines. And I feel like something else had to step in. And I feel like this is just like that new addition that'll be added to like bear bricks. It'll be a new addition to like KLOTH dolls and things of that nature. Like it's in that. I think it's big enough now to be kind of lumped together with, you know, a bear brick and like KLOTH dolls and like Ron English stuff.
Facts. And again, like I like it's so weird because I think I started out seeing these when people were like doing unboxing of the fakes or something like that. I'm like, why? Like, why are there dupes of this already? That's insane. There's already dupes of this, and that was my introduction to this. Somebody unboxing them, and they were like fakes. I was like, okay. Then I kept finding them everywhere on my For You page, and I'm like, all right, I see y'all doing y'all thing, but like, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I seen my introduction to it when I knew it was like when I knew it was big. Central C, I forget the name of the shop that's on that's in LA, that's on Melrose, I want to say. But like he was in their shop and he had spent a bunch of money on Labubus. He had signed one. I was like, oh, if he's getting it, obviously it's something big. And then literally after watching that video, I'm sure my phone got that information somehow and then just started pushing Labubu content. I was like, all right, so now it's like a real thing. Like this is not just something that was maybe big in the UK that came over or big somewhere else. Like this is like legit a thing, a craze.
Nah, it's insane. It's insane. But again, it's one of those things where it just reminds me of like where I like the Beanie Babies, the Furbies, and all that. Right? But now, like, it's almost like an accessory. It's not just a knickknack that you have in your house. Like people are like bringing it into fashion. Like how many they get on their bags or like just on their fits, getting fits off, and like it's like flexing. So it's like it's cool. But again, like me, I probably pass on that.
Yeah, they hooking it on their carabiners and then putting it on the belt loop. Yeah, nah, it's become an accessory for sure. I'm interested. Do you like in any way have collectibles? Because like me personally, I have like the Funkos. This is like prized possession for sure.
That's fly, yeah. That's a classic right
there. But like I'm heavily into it. So like I'll be a hypocrite if I say like if I see one of these and they do a collab with like so I think they have a One Piece collab. I'm very much so into anime. Yeah. And I think they have a One Piece collab. And if I'm out somewhere and I had enough drinks and I see it, I might buy it. So I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say I won't buy it, but I did start to see this come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Nah, me, I used to like way back in the day, I used to collect mad like WWE action figures, like WWF, because I'm big into wrestling. So like I used to have like maybe 300 or like 500 wrestlers. But like obviously, like when I grew up, and this is one of my biggest regrets, is that I kind of just gave them away, or like I don't know where they are right now. But that's something like if I were to like restart a collection, I would probably do something wrestling related because like I'm big into that. So I would probably like restart that, and that would be like my form of a Labubu. And I feel like that's the thing I like about this generation is that I feel like we're all trying to like heal our inner child, and it's without looking like you're quote unquote weirdo or like a freak or like a creep or whatever. But like that's why I like what we like this whole movement is that we're kind of like healing our inner child because the world is just so like wild right now. So if I were to collect again, it would definitely be that.
Who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Sheesh. Man, it has to be either it's a tie between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's like, you can't really go wrong with that. I'll tell you what,
I got the tattoo in honor right there.
Oh dang.
Michael's like it's kind of like a homage to him. So,
okay. Yeah. It's like my because my cousin, he was big into wrestling. And I'll watch, a a bunch of wrestling growing up. I had video games as well.
Mhm.
But like one person that I knew it was about to be a lit scenario. If Rikishi came out, I was like, oh yeah, nah, it's getting lit.
Yes, sir.
Rikishi. Yeah. Nah, bro, I promise you.
Dancing,
Him or like Bobby Lashley, I enjoy watching. The great is it Great Khali? Is that his name?
Great Khali?
Yeah, like now I had a little moment in my life where like I was heavily invested into wrestling for sure. All right, cool. Yeah, I think we could close out this. I'm interested. I'm interested to see how long it lives though, because it's like it's the thing now, but like similar to like a bear bricks have been popular for a very long time.
Mhm.
So like, are these gonna have the longevity that a bear brick, a Cause doll, Ron English doll, or who else makes figurines that I can think of right now? Is it gonna hold up to the standard of those things, or is it gonna just bypass in the next year? I'm interested to see.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't see it, but again, who knows, right? I do not see these lasting that long, honestly.
All right, cool. So that wraps up the articles. And we kind of already like had in some degree, you know, getting into like more like the personal questions about how you got into content creation and that. But like if you kind of just want to summarize again, like, you know, you said you were already in that space, whether it be on MySpace and Tumblr, which I wasn't heavily invested on Tumblr, but I knew people were famous if they were famous on Tumblr. I remember that time. Like, if you were big on Tumblr, I was like, oh, yeah, no, you got it. Like, Tumblr was, like, although it had a big fan base, it's also often forgotten how big Tumblr actually was. And you said, like, you know, you were following people like Shay, people like Brother with the Beard, and then, you know, that just all came together for you wanting to put it out there. But, like, if you just want to kind of wrap it up again, like how you started posting on Instagram, let's say.
Yep. So I want to just give a little backstory because I also have been doing like social media managing as a career. So that's my like day job is like I'm a marketing and communications manager. So I literally was like, you know what? I'm working for all these brands. Like I'm working doing these jobs. Why not take these same skills and see if I could apply it to my own personal brand? So I use all the strategies and like all of this stuff that I learned, and I applied it. And I want to say I started in January 2023. Obviously, my videos were trash. I was always great with photos, but I knew I had to make reels in order to expand my reach. And literally, just from then on, like kept posting. I did give up. I did kind of slightly give up maybe in the middle of that year, but then I started taking 100% seriously toward the end of 2023. Like telling myself, okay, you need to post on these 2 days. You need to do this amount of reels. And then literally from January of that year to December, I started off with like maybe 2,000 followers that I already had from like prior to like this space. I grew from that to like 6,000 by the end of the year. So like I realized like all the strategies that I were working, like I was getting a nice growth. I joined TikTok around that time too. So tons of more people there. I always say the TikTok algorithm was a little bit more fair because, you know, I feel like it just shows your content to everybody. It's specific, not only just the people that follow you or the people that follow somebody that you know. Like it's been great for that too. But literally just was doing the same, like literally strategies, like posting specific times. And also getting on that explore page, because I feel like people don't really talk about doing that. Like you gotta like find people outside of your network. You gotta find people that are going to resonate with your content. Because I see a lot of the chatter about, you know, why aren't like my family members or like my friends that I went to school with supporting? And I hear that, but the most important thing that I always preach is that you have to try to find your own audience. So if you are into menswear content, you got to find menswear people. If you're into making like food or something like that, you got to find people that want to engage with food content that are just as passionate about that with you, because they have to reshare your posts, they have to comment, and they have to save them, because these are the people that are going to be interested in that type of stuff, you know. And then if your lifestyle, just find people that are into that, you know, like anything, just really market toward your niche, and then that's how you find the people that you want. Me personally, like I told you in the beginning, was I wanted to make friends. Like this, what I'm doing right here is fulfilling to me. Like that was my goal, was to meet people that are interested in the same things that I'm interested in. Because again, getting older, it's harder to find your community in general, like wherever you live, like especially in this like time period. So like I'm blessed to be on this show here, communicating with you guys, because this is what my goal was, to always just like make new friends, make connections, and like just be creative and put my own art out there. So that's
I 100% agree with you. I was kind of the same way. So I started my Instagram page. I had another Instagram page, but like that was like families, friends from high school, middle school, people from college. And I was like, I'm gonna just start a whole new page, because like I wanted to get into content, and I got into content creation, obviously, when a lot of people did during 2020 during the pandemic. But like I used to feel the same way. I was like, you know, why isn't my brother liking my post, or why aren't my friends liking my post, or why aren't you sharing it? Don't you see I'm trying to do something? And that honestly puts an unrealistic expectation on them to like, you know, push my stuff, when it's like, it's not them that's gonna make me who I want to be. It's gonna be the people who find me entertaining, who find, you know, value in what I'm doing, that's gonna push my content out there. So I definitely agree. Like that is, if anybody's watching and you're trying to get into content creation, and you think your cousin from Louisiana who has 10 followers is going to push your content forward, that's not the route that you need to be going. Just keep posting and just keep tweaking the system. Once you see something works, tweak it again or keep it the same. But you always want to like make sure you're not putting the stress of like your career on somebody else. Because like eventually what's been dope for me to see, at least, is like when I was trying to get people to like follow my account, or I was trying to get people to share my stuff and they wouldn't. But then I got to a point where other people saw there, like other people were sharing it, other people were interacting. I was like, oh, why don't you follow me now? It's like, motherfucker, I've been telling you to follow me. Like, what? So it's been pretty interesting to see like how, you know, the shift has changed since like, you know, because certain people will see that certain people follow me and they'll be like, bro, what? How do you follow you? I'm like, all right, now you see it, huh? Okay, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's interesting. But I like what you said though, given that like, you know, you said 2023 and then you kind of like had like a period where you're kind of off social media. And I definitely took a full year off. And that wasn't really beneficial to my growth on Instagram, but I was focusing mainly on YouTube because I really want to build a community on YouTube, because like the people I watch on YouTube, I've been watching them for like 10 years. So like I feel like I want to build like a stronger community, and I feel like if I'm watching somebody I've been watching for 10 years, I'm locked in. I know their backstory. I know how they move around. Like I was invested in this channel, so I was like, I need to build my own channel. I need to like, you know, bring my own perspectives outside of like 15 seconds. You know, because I'm more than fit pics. Like I want to bring more perspective to my life, and that's why I took a year off Instagram and focused solely on YouTube.
I feel that. And do you, and that's a good thing. Like, I feel like the short term, or like they say, short form content, it's great. But I think that if you're able to like do both, and you can do this long form content, and you could keep people's attention spans, I think you're more lucrative, or just like you're a little bit more creative than most people. Because I think that that's the thing that separates the common content creator from like somebody that's just trying to get like, you know, just somebody that's just trying to get ahead, or somebody trying to just get fame. Like you actually do take the time and effort to connect with people. And I think and it makes you become more of a human than somebody that's just posting like just their fit pics. Because I think, again, like that's why I like the reels, or like the reels that people are talking, because it makes you feel a little bit more like a human being than just somebody that's out here just on an aesthetic tip and just like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just doing my thing. Like I'm just just trying to show off and stuff. Like I gravitate people that show their personality. So I think this is the best way and the best platform to do that. 100%.
For sure. So like, since getting into it, because we all have our own gripes when it comes to social media. My gripe with social media is, you know, you'll put so much time, like, you know, I'll do a sneaker review, and the sneaker review is 20 minutes long, and I spent maybe 4 hours editing the video, and like the algorithms just don't push it a certain direction unless I'm talking about super hype stuff. But super hype stuff sometimes isn't like the things I'm passionate about. So like I don't really care too much about what's super hype. I talk about what I want to talk about, but then you're not feeding what the interest is, I guess, and it's not going to push it. Also, Instagram has always been an up and down battle with me, just because like you know what they like. So it's like if I don't do that, then you know what they're gonna do. Yep. So it's like, because like the day before, I might have 1,500 people watch my story on Instagram, but then as soon as I make a post, only 200 see it. Yep. All right, so I know what y'all doing. Like it's not even like you're trying to hide it. It's just clear as day what you're doing. So I'm interested to know, like, since getting into content creation, what's been like your, some challenges you face with it?
I'll be honest with you. You bring up a great point, because I think the inconsistency of the algorithm is 100% number one for me. Because when I was starting, I want to say like last year, it was like I was blowing up like every day, just like posting my fit pics and like even some videos. And then maybe in the beginning of this year, which I think I understand why, but like it just depleted, and like my views and like reach just went down. And it's like literally I'm trying to like elevate better. Like I even think the outfits that I'm wearing now are probably even better than those. So it's like it can't be me. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you put all this time and effort. Like I try to do a fit every day so that I could like do a compilation for the week by Friday. So all the time and effort you do shooting these photos by yourself, editing them by yourself, and then like you're not getting the numbers that you're supposed to be getting is a huge gripe for me. But then it's like I always forget why. Again, I've stated this point mad times, is like I have to remember that I didn't get into it for that. I got into it for just the small wins, because again, like this is a hobby for me that could turn lucrative, and it has that here and there. But I feel like sometimes I get in my own head where I'm like, no, I need to be doing more. Like I need to be this, I need to be higher than that. And then when I'm not, it makes me just shut down and not even want to try anymore. But I feel like we all got to remember that as long as we like it, as long as we're confident in what we put out, you don't know who's watching.
Yeah,
and that's the most important thing. Is like you can get the lowest views, but maybe, and they don't tell you, is that view could have been seen by somebody that could change your life, or somebody that is just waiting to give you an opportunity and you don't even know it yet. So I would just say those are the things that make me consistent. And again, most importantly, what we're doing right now, if you reach out to me, shows me that I've been doing the right thing, because that's why we're here. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I'm here, is that I was able to reach you. And that means a lot to me, because again, the connection of it is why I'm in it. It's not, gotta remember, it's not for the vanity 100%. Like it's really just, that's where I got into it in the first place. Anything else was just an add-on. But definitely the popular was really the biggest gripe. And that's my biggest gripe in my professional career as well. Because, you work on all these posts, you're doing all these campaigns. It's like, especially when you do campaigns, it's like you do ads, it's like you notice there's a dip, whereas you just post like whatever. But when you do a campaign and it's live, it just is, they don't push that at all, which is it's like, but those are the things, really just the algorithm that gets me.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And I want to touch on one point. I want to give two stories added to that. Somebody that I met through social media, never met him in person. We became mutuals, like his content, he'll like mine, comment, all this other stuff. And I remember when I had got my Nike deal, and he was like, "Oh, it's dope they actually reached out to you, because like I mentioned your name in the meeting." So like somebody I never met before, somebody that I just only commented on his stuff when I saw it, liked his post, had mentioned my room amongst people who were trying to find a campaign for this Nike deal, and my name came up just because he knew who I was. I was like, that's how you keep it. Is again, and I didn't expect anything from him. We were just liking each other's content, commenting back and forth. And then like he never told me like, "Oh, I'm about to mention your name in this room," but then he did, and that's how I got a partnership with them. I was like, damn, that's powerful, because like had I not met him, I would have never known. Like 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 who else would have vouched for me in that room?
Exactly.
The other story, I don't know how much validity it was. It was back when I was on Twitter, but it was a thread about how this girl was posting on YouTube and she only had like 10 viewers per video. But one of her video, like one of the 10 viewers was Oprah, and she ended up getting a job with the company, her network, just through that. And it was only 10 views. And I was like, again, you never know how, like, who's watching your videos. When I put it out there into the ether, it can land in front of somebody that you wouldn't even think saw your post. So it's like, again, I don't know how much validity was in there, but I took it for like as a lesson, like, okay, cool. Just keep posting. Just keep posting. And have fun with it. That's the biggest thing.
Facts, bro. Facts.
So I did have down here, like, what's some advice you could give to like other people starting out? But I think something that you touched on earlier might be a good point to follow on is like, for people who may be within the same height range as you, what, let's say, 3 or 2 tips that you can give, like when they're trying to get into fashion, they don't know what to pick, where to, like, how to really maneuver, because like, they may have the same issues that you have. Like some brands produce things that's too long or too wide. They're like what's like some 2 tips that you could give somebody in your height class?
Sure.
Picking clothes. That sentence structure was crazy.
Nah, that was good, man. That was good. Now, honestly, 2 things that come to mind. I'm gonna be honest with you. You gotta be delusional because, like, sorry, like you have to, because I always say, like, well, at least my dad told me, you gotta walk tall. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta act like you are the height that you think that you are. You know what I mean? That meaning, like, you have to have the confidence of a tall person. So, like, for me, I'm still working on that, but I like to say that in my content, I'm able to kind of give that energy in general. But number 2, and the most important thing, you have to be on your tailor shit. Like, you have to go find a tailor. Like, you have to make sure all your clothes fit properly. Like, and it's okay to go to a tailor. Like, tailors literally save our lives, and that's the most important advice. Like, when it comes to your shirt, it has to hit a certain like length. When it comes to your jeans or like your pants, most importantly, all short guys have to go to a tailor. You can't just pinroll your pants. It's gonna give off a cut or like shape or silhouette that's gonna look a little bit too unnatural. So I always say, all the short guys that are trying to get into this, make sure your clothes fit right and hit the tailor. There's nothing wrong with it. It just says that you care a lot more about your appearance. And, I think that, again, I can't stress it enough. Like, tailors are important. And most important, and again, just be delusional. Like, have the confidence. Have the confidence that you are a tall person. Because I've seen a lot of short guys on TikTok and Instagram that are flyer than a lot of taller people, because they have it. They have the silhouettes down. They have the charisma, and that's all that matters. Do not let your height define you. Like, don't let your height define you at all.
No, I like that. And that's even information for people who are tall. Like, getting a tailor is important, because like I'm like 70% legs, 30% torso. So like, even though I'm like 5'10", like the demographics that people kind of build shirts or pants off of doesn't fit somebody who has a lot of legs.
See,
like a lot of my shirts, I have to get them cropped because like they're too long and they just look kind of crazy on me, because like my torso is a little bit smaller. So like, that's even advice for people who are taller, because like, just depending on your proportions, you may have to just find a tailor just because. Because I've run into that issue quite a bit. Like, shirts are just too long. My torso is not all the way down by my knees, bro. So it's like, I have to get certain things tailored to fit how I want it to fit, for sure.
Oh, one more thing. I want to clarify that, like, when it comes to being delusional, don't act like, you have to act like it's not a big deal. Because I see a lot of short guys that unfortunately have a Napoleon complex, and then they start wilding, and they think that they have to stand out as much as possible. And I'm telling you, it's better when you realize what you are and you still have the confidence enough to stand out. Like, don't overthink it. Don't feel like you have to like overstep and like just like be out here wilding. Like it's
like that overcompensation. Like, you don't
like don't do that. Like that's
don't be a jackass about it. Like
that's it right there.
Don't be a jackass about it. Like you could be, exactly. Like I feel like some people make that like they may have got picked on, so like they made it their entire personality. It'd be like, like, for lack of better words, like fuck the world thing. Like, okay, cool. I'm sure like, all right, let's fuck all y'all. And it's like, bro, it's not like that, bro. Like
exactly. It's like, don't be like that. That's corny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just be chill. Like be chill, be fly, and be confident. That's all. Those are my three. Be chill, be fly.
Nah, that's a good 3 to go by for real. And really just to close it out, this is something that I kind of just been trying to hit on just a little bit more, given that just like, every day you wake up, there's a new article to stress about, every day you wake up, the price of something went up, every day you wake up, like something's going on. There's just so much going on in this world. So just like, given that is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, how do you stay sane in this world that is so chaotic?
Sure. So that's a great question. And that's something that's been on my mind specifically today. Obviously, I'm somebody that suffer from anxiety and depression. So I see a therapist every week. I take my medication. I am very aware. I'm very, I'm very outspoken about a lot of this stuff within my circles. I should bring it into my content a little more, but yes, I am somebody that suffers from mental health issues. So I like to just, I see my therapist, I take my medication. I have a support system that includes my girl, her family, my family, and my boys and people around me on the internet. Some people on the internet as well. Support circle is great. 100%. Music, do a hobby. Like, what's your hobby? Like, one of the reasons why I got into content creation was because it was a hobby of mine. Like, I wanted to actually express myself. Whatever your expression is or things that you love to do, double down on that and keep doing it. Less phone time too, because I'm gonna be honest with you, like there's something new every day you're gonna read. And maybe it may or may not trigger you, but I always say just like less time spent on the phone and just like around the people you love or like doing things that you love, the better. So those are like maybe a few things. And for me personally, listening to music is something I love doing in general, but I say to everybody else, like do something you love, be around the people you love. And if you do need to see a therapist, please do it. Like there's nothing wrong with seeing a therapist. And sometimes I always say like when you're going to see a therapist, make sure like you go there to work on you. Don't go there just to vent, because I've done that and I got nothing out of it. At the end of the day, I just came out of the session as more angry and more.
Yeah.
But like when I finally went back to therapy to work on why I feel resentful or why I'm angry at something, why am I letting it get to me? Then I winded up finding the purpose of therapy. So that's another thing that I tell people. If you're going to go to therapy, you have to work on yourself and not the way people treat you.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
I'm telling you, like
that's real.
That's what it is. Like it took me mad long to learn that, and I have to learn that on my own. So like those are like the keys for me. Like doing a hobby I like, talking to people I love, going to therapy, and if you need to take something, don't feel ashamed about that too. Tons of us do it, and I don't think anything is wrong with that. So like it's done wonders for me personally. It all depends on like what your comfort level is and if you're willing to do that. But that's how I get by. And with everything going on, like it's okay to feel this way, but just know you're not alone.
And it's so crazy because like how much access we have to more information, it feels like people are almost getting lost in that information, because you would think, I've seen more people, especially men, champion going to therapy, talking about their feelings, but it's like, how much of that is actually reaching the people that need to hear versus like, oh, so-and-so is beefing, or, this person, like how much of like the positivity is actually being, hit to the accounts that need it versus like all the negativity.
Right.
Because I've seen more of it, but it's almost like with all this access to information, like once you scroll past somebody, it's like somebody may post something and be like, you should really go to therapy, and the next post will be like, man, fuck that. Like
Yeah,
it's like
that's how
it's
it is.
it's so crazy, but it's like what there's so many more people talking about it that I'm almost like, not is it bad, but it's like it's almost like it's over sensationalizing mental. I can't even describe what I'm even trying to say, but it just feels like there's so many more people talking about it that it almost doesn't feel like it's like important anymore, if that makes sense. Like it's maybe I'll have to break that down another way.
No,
But
I hear what you're saying.
It's an interesting
You're
time.
saying it's like oversaturated. Like it's almost like it's kind of just the same. Like it's not. It doesn't feel as genuine. It's almost like a buzz. Like is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, because because obviously when more people are talking about it,
Yeah.
you get other perspectives on it. So
Yeah.
like I've seen content where it's like just like straight up gym dude flexing, talking about you don't need fucking, like they're talking about therapy and they're talking about mental health, but they're like, you don't fucking need to do that. You just need to get in the gym. You need to work your ass off. And it's like, just because you're talking about it doesn't mean that's how it should be. Like, it's the most effective way to go about it. Like, because it's like with anything. Like once it becomes oversaturated, then you start getting the opinions that maybe aren't so great to like really push forward. If that's what I'm trying to say.
No, I get it, and that and it's funny you brought up the change it. Like I always say, I don't think the human brain is supposed to consume as much info that we have. Like all the stuff we have on our phone, like we are not supposed to take in all of this. Like all of these social platforms, endlessly scrolling. That's why I say like give yourself time to like not be on that, because we're literally not supposed to process all of that. And like for time that we do, and then some people spend hours on their phone just endlessly scrolling.
Doom scrolling, bro.
Scrolling, looking at various articles, all that stuff. And it's like our brains were never meant to like take all that in. Like the capacity of information that we have is definitely does not exceed that. Like it's just nowhere near the amount of stuff we're consuming. So
yeah. Now I'll just add on, one other thing that you mentioned, making time for the stuff that brings you joy. I don't go a single day without doing that. I don't care. Like I could have a busy work day, and then after I sign out of work, I have to do something on like creating some content. I don't care if it's 1 a.m. I'm gonna make sure I watch a YouTube video that I enjoy. Whether it be a favorite YouTuber, some video that's gonna make me laugh. Like I make time for that every day in my schedule.
As you should,
man. No question. I have to.
Got
it.
Got it.
I like reading manga. So like, when One Piece chapters drop on Thursday, I'm reading it. There's no way I'm not reading it at all. I have to do it because like that's what brings me joy. I like spending time with my people. So when I'm around my peoples, I'm cracking jokes all the time. I'm like soaking up all like this, just the energy of just being around the people I enjoy being around. So like I absolutely agree with what you said. Like the things that you love, whether people think is weird or not, like heavily invest into it. Because I don't go a single day without watching a content creator that I thoroughly enjoy their content. Like I don't know if you know them boys, RDC. They do like the basketball skits. They do like gaming. I watch one of their videos every day. See? And that helps me. Like it's like, okay, cool. I don't have to listen to the news right now. I'm just enjoying this content. It's making me laugh, and it's gonna, in this one moment, I'm just happy, and that's cool with me.
See, that's all that matters. Like, I feel like we don't take time to just like sit down and unwind and like enjoy the stuff that we like genuinely enjoy. I feel like we're always either trying to just either feel like we have to overly work ourselves to death, or like, if you have partners, sometimes you feel like you got to give all your attention to them, and all that stuff. And I think that we just forget that sometimes we need our own solo time to like unwind and like enjoy the stuff that we genuinely enjoy. And like, just always say, don't forget to do that. Like you need to water your own garden in order to like literally can carry on to anybody else's or like anything else. Like before you pour into anything, you need to like worry about, like, you need to cherish yourself and like do whatever it is that you love doing. that's why I love that you're doing that, because you need to do that.
For sure.
That's,
Well, man, it's been a pleasure. Again, it's so dope meeting folks because like this is our first time interacting. And like it didn't feel like it felt like I was talking to a homie, even though I've never met you. So it's like it's dope meeting content creators, seeing their content, you know, and like you actually put the character to the person that you see on your screen. So it's just dope, like, you know, for me personally, just being able to have conversations with people in this space, but also like, you know, I've literally created friendship. Like Shay, that's the homie. That's the homie. Like I've made genuine friendships with people online.
I think he's coming to New York, so we're gonna actually meet, me and him, and hang out soon. So I'm excited for that. Like he's reached out to me. I've been following him at the same time I've been following you. Always just showing me love, and that's what this is about, man. Like that's what I came into this for. Like I want to just make new friends. So again, like this, me and you, literally just like be kicking it. You know what I mean? Like that's what I love, man. For real.
But yeah, man, appreciate you for jumping on here. But without further ado, like I always do, I'll catch you on the next one.
But I love the way you work it. Ay, I love the way you work it for me.